Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit Zabi here, back again with Haikyuu. We are on Season 4, Episode 9, and in the last episode, we actually had the end of the Datako Karasuno practice match, which I thought was the episode before, is when it ended, but apparently I was wrong, and my brain just didn't compute, and I completely got it wrong. So, yeah, last episode we had the end of that match, eventually. It was like 8 sets all in all, and we don't know how many Datako won and how many Karasuno won. So I guess it wasn't real information that we needed to know, only the fact of that, they are relatively on par at the moment. At the end of the day, Karasuno is they're fairly like across the board in all facets of the game pretty decent. But obviously their main thing is their attack, and that's what that's their main sort of facet of the game, whereas you've got Datako, who's the defensive type, and that's their main facet and their main priority of the game. So, but they're really on a level playing field right now, and it's nice to see. So, I'm sure who won in this match, it didn't really matter, and if it was purposefully kept out there, like kept out so that you didn't know who won, then it's clear that they are keeping that for when the next competitive game with Datako comes out, and we'll get it then. But yeah, I mean, other than that, we had the Kinoshita. We saw him doing the whole practice thing and actually going in for the game for a serve or whatnot, with his jump float, and yeah, it seems as though they're setting up the whole Yamaguchi, like a character arc for him, where he cements himself as the pinch server, even though he technically he already is. But I don't know, I mean, it's just the way that the lack of screen time that Yamaguchi's had, and his sort of ratio from his jump float serves getting points to not getting points. It seems as though he's kind of on a loss of ratio right now, meaning that he hasn't gotten as much points as he has gotten points, or the other way around. He hasn't gotten as much points as he hasn't. I think in terms of actual competitiveness, he hasn't gotten 2 serves. I think he's lost 2 serves, and he's gotten a point from a serve. So yeah, he's basically on a loss ratio wise, and everything we've seen of Kinoshita seems to be like he's landing a lot of them. So it could just be a case of that is what it is. But I think they're setting up a character arc for him, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to really talk about. So we're going to get an episode 9 straight away. Again, the reaction will be here. It'll be a bit transparent, but you should be able to see it all the same. But if it'll be the 10-minute version as well. Obviously, the 10-minute cut version, obviously down for YouTube and whatever, and copyright. But yeah, if you do want to go watch the whole thing in full, then the link is down in the description below. You will have to be a full tier patron in order to have access to it, but it's there anyway if you do want it. So yeah, go and enjoy that if you wish. But yeah, there's nothing else to really talk about, so we're going to get in episode 9 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Sawamura. Is that Daichi? Yes, it is. It's a hell of an alarm, Daichi.
部活
試合なら昨日全部終わったでしょ
はあずまね朝日すが
Huh?
なんでバスケやってんすか
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
バレー部は他の連中は
バレー部はお前一人だろ
I've never had a nightmare where I've been woken up by my alarm. Like, you know what I mean? Never ever had a nightmare where I've literally played the day out. I feel like that's almost like an unrealistic nightmare. You know what I mean? Because everything feels real up until that point. Like, well, I guess that's the thing with nightmares, isn't it? Or dreams, is that in some form they do seem real. Unless you're in a lucid dream and you know you're dreaming and you can make advantage of that. But yeah, I never had a dream where I've woken up by my alarm and it's like normal routine. Can you imagine my day, my nightmare, or my dream? Wake up, go have a cup of tea, wait a couple hours, and then record a reaction in my dream. That would actually suck, because then I would wake up, and if my brain just... Sometimes my brain doesn't compute, as you already know, but it would suck. Like, I know it would, because in my head, it would be like, I'm sure I've already recorded a reaction to this show. I don't need to do another one. It would suck. Episode 9, Everyone's Night.
待ち合わせの時間まで30分もある。お
Just making noise at each other. Oh!
あれ、ごめん。
Yeah, Shimizu's here as well.
明けまして。
It makes sense, because this is going to be the last spring
明け
tournament.
ましておめでとうござい
I
ます。
hope Suga gets some game time, man.
みんなで初詣なんて初めてだな。おい、ってことは去年のは何なんだよ。ただの詣かよ。おい、いい加減にしろよ。
違う、お前が落ち着け、菅。
おみくじ引こ
おお、俺も。何年ぶりだべ。朝日は？
ああ、悪いの出たらへこむしな。
Oh dear. Bad luck.
代表だったらネタになるし、逆にラッキーみたいな感じあるけど、微妙に今日。末吉。
そっちの
Of
方が
course.
微妙じゃねえか。お参りするときって神様にお願いするより日頃の感謝をするんだっけな。確か。
すげえお願いばっかしちゃったよ。試合のことから将来のことまで。
あ、試合に勝てますようにくらいは思っちゃうよな。
神様にお願いしても試合に勝たせてもらえるわけじゃない。
That's great. It's like asking for help. It's like, you gotta have faith in yourself.
大丈夫。神様の助けがなくても大丈夫よ。
Exactly, because she's a goddess, so... Sui's not gonna go. What's he playing? Robot.
あれは夢だろう。分かってんだよ。
It's getting to him on that.
分かってんだけど。
行きますよ。それ。
It's like badminton, but like
なんだ。
with wooden paddles.
あ、大地さん。
何やってんだお前ら。今日は体育館開かないだろう。
初詣行った帰りに来てみたらみんなに会ったっす。
ランニングの途中、なんとなく。
酔っ払い屋根から逃げてきました。
モンスターを求めて。お前らはマグロか。動いてないと死ぬのかっての。ほらほら。次は
Right,
休
makes
むため
sense.
にあるんだ。
あいつさんは何しに来たんすか？
コートがバスケ部に乗っ取られてないか見に来たんだ。
河村？
イエーイ。
Oh, it's his his mate, right? They played that one match of volleyball back in like season 1.
決勝テレビで見てたよ。すごかった。
すげえしてる。
I think it's just weighing on him heavily that this is his last tournament. So
あの白鳥沢破って全国行くってだけですげえことだ。プレッシャーなんか感じることない。気楽に頑張ってこいよ。
つってね。超期待してっからな、沢村。勝てよ、俺たちの分を。そうだよな。一人なわけあるか。
it was season 1, wasn't it? Or was it season 2? It might have been season 2.
本物のスカイツリーだ。
It's been taking place in Tokyo, right? That's why Nekma were allowed in, right? On the fact that they had an extra team.
マジか。これが宿。すげえ。
Yeah, it's that one, mate.
これ絶 系のやつおー探検しようぜ
なんかここ酸素少ない？
いや、平地ですので。
心臓小さ組が
Lexos, there'd be more oxygen then, right, wouldn't there?
日向君は緊張をだいぶ飼いならしたかと思っていましたが、さすがに初の全国大会前となると仕方ないですかね。
ああ、お前らに見て
Oh
もら
yeah,
い
he
たいも
was.
のがある。
That's right, he was.
見てもらうのは滝の上電気店渾身の俺すげえ動画だ。今までのお前たちのファインプレー集だ。全部あるぞ。
Oh, nice. Sweet.
この曲は何やら想像以上にハイクオリティ。もしやそれぞれにテーマ曲付きですか？
あいつらの
Doesn't
兄
say
弟
that.
友人にリサーチ済みだ。映像や音楽の力を借りてベストな自分を脳に焼き付ける。
Well, so that when they go in, they're going to be just
すげえ重要なことだから。
thinking about it.
影山どこ行く？
走ってきます。
俺も今日全然動き足りないんで走ってきます。とは東京砂漠なんだぞ。
無理です。
まだ何も言ってない。
一緒に行けって言うんじゃないんですか？僕がその二人についていけると思います？
Is it on a bike?
いいのいいの。
Oh, he's got a bike.
おんぼろだけど。
That's
僕
gonna
が帰るって言ったらすぐさま帰るから。
that's gonna feel great.
言うこと聞かない場合、交通手段が不便で、できる限り帰るのが困難な場所に放置するから。その旅館の場所も分かってないんでしょ？
朝日は何回全員分の俺すげえ動画を見る気だよ。
Yeah.
いやーだってこれ全部かっこいいぞ。
向井さんの思うツボかよ。なんだお前ら。だって今まさに清子さんがお風呂タイムを迎えたんだぞ。これが平静を保っていられるか。
二人きりとなると緊張する。清水先輩は夏でも制服には黒タイツですよね。暑くないですか？おお、走ってきます。
Nice censorship. Look.
足に傷が多くてさ、なんとなく隠してるうちにタイツに慣れちゃって。昔陸上のハードルやってたんだけど、私人一倍こけてさ。ハードルかっこいい。じゃあ勲章の傷ですね。すみません、傷が勲章で戦場が。なんかそれすごい嬉しいや。中学の陸上部は大所帯で、私は話すのも得意じゃないし、特別に親しい後輩ができたこともなくて、こんな風に話すのはひとかちゃんが初めてだ。そしてもう残り少ない。初戦勝って明日の夜またこのお風呂に入りに来よう。はい。
Gotta make those memories while they count. First game tomorrow, so that means we're not getting to this episode, isn't it? That means after a week. Fuck.
選手権大会、通称春の高校バレー、最も注目度の高い大会である。
雰囲気が大事なんだから。
Oh dear. Oh no.
これは見たラッキーなハプニング。
Someone's gonna stop a minute.
ありがとう、勝利。
大丈夫です。
Oh no! Just purely stopped him.
大丈夫です。おーい、かの子だろ。久しぶりだな。
りゅうちゃん、久しぶり。
Tanaka knows
新山女子のウィングスパイカーだ。
元気だった？
いつだ？小4ぶりか。
そうだね。
なんかすげえそうだ。
So they were in.
じゃあ頑張ろうね、りゅうちゃん。
あおお。へいへいへい。
Hey, hey, hey! Oh, Pokero.
俺の一番ですよ。
ネット挟んだら容赦しねえぜ。
はい。
Do we know who they're going up against yet? We don't, do we?
ズッキー。ズッキー。
Where's Neck? I was gonna say, where's Neckerman? This is gonna be them, isn't it? There you go.
スカイツリーは見れたのかな？
Ask and thou shalt receive.
お登りからす。
This is where they're gonna have to play each other. This is the last chance.
緊張の証じゃないかね、クロウさん。
ただいまより春の高校バレー全日本バレーボール高等学校選手権大会
Oh, look at the size of it.
を行います。
4 matches going on at once. Bloody hell.
全国47地区の代表校の入場です。
47 schools. 47 schools? Well, so that means there's one, well, there's one team that must, what, automatically advance?
宮城県代表男子ガラスの高等学校
Yes, boys!
新山女子高等学校福島県代表男子いわき女子高等学校
Ah, it's gonna be a big deal, this one. This tournament's gonna be, it's gonna be heavy. Look how many people are off. It's gonna be the end, isn't it? Fucking bastards. No! No! Alright, episode 9. What I believe is the sort of, the episode before we actually start getting into the matches. Which of course is typical. Like, it always happens this way. It's always the same. The way that I record is I record 2 videos like in every recording session, right? So I recorded episode 8 and episode 9, and that's what I do. And it's always the fucking it always ends like the recording session always ends on something that I would have just liked to have had. Then to go be I would have just liked to have gone into the next episode and had that start. But then again, I suppose I would have just been complaining that episode 10's cliffhanger is like, oh shit, no, you know what I mean? Either way, I have to wait. I mean, technically, I guess I don't have to, but it's just, you know, I've got editing to do, especially today, because I've got to edit episodes 6, 7, 8, and 9 today, and get them all out. So, you know, I just don't have the time to record anymore. But, yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, we started off the episode with Daichi in a sort of nightmare scenario, an actual nightmare, not just a scenario, of where he woke up. And I said during the reaction, like, I've never had a nightmare, or even a dream for that matter, where I've woken up on any kind of routine, and it's just like the day's just gone like it's normal. I've never had that before. Like, you know, I guess it's sort of possible, but I don't know. I mean, judging by how dreams work and everything like that, I would assume that if you're dreaming or having a nightmare, that it would specifically focus on something like that. You would never have a dream or a nightmare, surely, that where you literally had, like, you know, you woke up, you were doing your, like, thingy routine, and then that ended up happening. I guess let's be honest. It's just going to show how much Daichi is focusing on this moment coming up, like this tournament that is his last tournament, and that's what it's showing. It's his complex of not like of this not wanting to end. You know, like the whole like not being part of, like, not just because at the end of the day he can go off and he can. I'm sure he can be a part of some kind of volleyball club, but it's this specific one. It's Karasuno. You know, so it's just showing that. But yeah, I had to talk about it as a little rant because I'm just like, no, I'm sure that's not how nightmares work. God, I don't know. Maybe it's part of the nightmare. Maybe it's just like it's supposed to seem as real as possible, but who knows. Anyway, yeah, so it is, yeah, it's just pointing out that is the fact that it's the third years in this, their last tournament. I do like how they kept it with Shimizu, though. I like how Shimizu was the only one that actually specifically pointed out, this is our last tournament. The 3 that are players, so Daichi, Asahi, and Sugawara, they haven't even mentioned it yet. Of course, the thought is on their minds, but I like that they're not coming out and saying it, because I feel like to them it's kind of like a thing of like, if they say it, it'll come true, even though it's going to come true anyway regardless. This is their last tournament. There's nothing that can be done about that. Unless they fail and like have to stop back here. But they're not going to do that. This is their last one, so but I like that it's not something that they're pointing out. I feel like they almost spent more time on the tournament before this one. Like the one that was like their qualification for where they faced Shiratorizawa, right, to get into this tournament. They focused more on it in that one because they were like, this is like, you know, the chances of us like failing. But I mean, I guess the chances are higher that they're going to fail. Like, they're not going to win this overall national thing. I mean, that would be crazy if they did. I just can't see it happening though. Like, nah. Like, it was one thing for Shiratorizawa where like I was like, Shiratorizawa are surely going to win, but there was still an element of doubt in there because I was still propping up the idea of like, well, they have to go to like the nationals in order to face off against Nekoma. So the possibility of like, you know, was there because of the story and the way the story was going. So I could see that was going to happen. But here, like winning the nationals, I no, I can't see it happening. I can't, really can't. But regardless, this is their last tournament. So I'm sure we don't know their fucking. We haven't gotten their, like, who they're going up against yet, have we? We haven't got the draw yet. I guess what Bokuto was saying there about, like, when it comes to us against, like, you know, in between the net and whatnot, I'll not hold back. I'm guessing that's just the whole thing of, like, well, if we're not in the same bracket, that I guess we'll just meet each other at the finals then. I guess that's what it is. At some point, we're going to have to face each other because it's just showing respect to your opponent, knowing that they're that good, that we will face each other eventually, and having faith within your own team. But I mean, what are the odds that we are ever going to get all of these? Like, what are the odds that Karasuno are going to go up against all of these teams? They would have to. Well, how many is that for a start? Is there 4? I guess they could do 4. Not in season. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. Would they be able to do 4 matches in season 4? I don't know. I really don't know. It depends on how they're going to do season 5, to be honest. If they don't finish this season with the Nationals. But I think there's 4 teams in particular that we're looking for them to go up against. So Nekoma is obviously the obvious one. Fukurodani is the other one. Then there's Itachiyama. And then whatever the team that what's his name plays for. Where is he? Is it no, it's not him. Who is the Hoshiomi? Is that the... Yeah, Hoshiomi, I think that's the dude, right? Whoever he plays for, I'd imagine. Oh, did they even get through? Did his team even get through? Because wasn't there something... Didn't they say something about how he was part of a team that isn't actually all that good? But he's just like this one crazy kid that's like insane. And really good. That may be the case. Alright, so that one's kind of like a bit of a, you know, a void. Like, it may fucking happen, it may not. So, well, there's 3 then. 3. Do you know what I could see happening? Like, I mean, seeing as we don't know the bracket, it's just what are the odds? Like, what are the odds that they're all on the same side, you know? Because it's how far are they really going to get? And honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't know if... Can I see Karasuno get into the final? Oh, God, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It all depends. It really all depends. Judging on the story, I would honestly, I would say that the only way that I would see Karasuno get into the final is if Nekoma are on the other side. That would be the only way that I would be like, all right, I can see that happening, because we'll have to get the Nekama match. We have to, because that would be such a fucking. That would be the biggest cock block if they did not do that. They have to do that. That was the reason why they beat Shiratorizawa, was so they had this chance to go up against Nekama in an actual competitive setting, where there's all the stakes are on the line. Yummy steaks, grilled steaks. But I feel like the one that they would get knocked out is Itachiyama. I feel like that would yeah. Because they're not going to get knocked out by a team that we don't have any idea who they are, right? Surely, it has to be a team of that we already know about, and I feel like Itachiyama just would be that one. Because Sakusa is just like this sort of kind of like under the the most under the radar of the big three, I guess they call them, right? The top three aces. Tsuchima's the obvious one, but I guess that's just because we met him first and we know about him for a while. The other third that we don't know about, do we? And Hoshiumi is just like this fucking enigma, but yeah, I feel like if anyone's going to knock them out, it's going to be Itachiyama. I don't see it being Fukurodani. Sorry, Bogodo, but hey, I can't see it. But I think what we're doing here is we're specifically focusing on Karasuno. I don't think we're going to get matches that is like specifically. They could do it. What year is Bokudo in? Is he in the third? Is he a third year? I would like it if he was a second year, but I feel like he's going to be a third year. You know, because he kind of has that sort of palmanship with Kuro, and I don't know. It seems more like level between them. So you know, age-wise, Japan kind of has that thing. I guess you wouldn't be like. Generally, what they do is like their main pals, especially like in anime or whatever. If you're talking about this, like in school, you're normally best pals with people who are in your year. You know, you got Nishinoya and Tanaka who are always together, for example. You know, Daichi, Sugawara, and Asahi, they're all, you know, that sort of tight knit group, and Shimizu is in there as well. I guess that actually, speaking of Shimizu, yeah, I guess that's the one different thing, which is something I actually had written down, was that nice moment with Yachi that she had, where it's you know, like she was talking about how she never really had anybody her age that she ever got on with. Like, nevertheless, like, you know, the new sort of assistant manager, the one that's going to take over her when she goes. So it kind of fell perfectly in that, but that was a nice moment. But yeah, like back to the thing at hand. Like I just, my point was, I feel like we're going to, it's just going to be Karasuno. Like, I don't see, for instance, the story going where it'll be like Fukurodani versus Itachiyama, and then it's just going to be like, well, one of them has to win, and I guess we're not going to see Karasuno face against one of them. You know, but I mean, that's the thing, is like how important do you put the matches? I feel like the Nekama would be the fastest, like, not the fastest, the longest drawn out one. And then, like, I guess the Fukurodani wouldn't be as long. See, it just feels like I'm putting down Fukurodani, but I just I don't mean it in that way, because I like them. It's just that, like, when I'm thinking about it in my head, if I'm I mean, I don't even know why I'm spending so much time on it, because we don't even know the brackets. They could fucking turn out to be anything. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, but back to Shimizu and everything like that. I like how she clearly she shut down any regard that they had, where they're like asking the gods and whatnot for to do well in their volleyball, and she's like, we don't need gods like help with that, and you shouldn't be thinking that way. It's like having faith in your fucking selves to do it, because they're not going to help you with it. It's up to you to fucking put it all out in the court. So yeah, I like that. She told us that she ran hurdles and that she's got scars on her legs because she would obviously trip over the hurdles and everything like that. And because of that, she wears her black tights and everything. Which I'm fine with. I like the tights. I like them. But yeah, that's cool. Didn't see the reason like why she gave up though, did we? I guess it's just to take care of the duties of being a manager for the volleyball team, right? It's like somewhere that she almost like fits in. But yeah, that was a nice little scene. And then saying that after we win our first match, we'll come back here and just do it again. So, and then it's just at the end of every day, you know what I mean? More bath time. That's all I like to say. So yeah, 47 schools. Actually, scratch that for the moment. The Niyama girl. So we've got Kanaka is her name. She seems very nice. And bless her, she was like standing on a road. Why? Why was she standing on a road? Was she just waiting for somebody or what? I feel like she was just standing on a road. I feel bad for her. Because she seems like a really nice girl. And then you got the likes of like Nishinoya and Tanaka perving after her. God. Tanaka knew her. From, I guess, first school, or whatever the equivalent is over there. Over here in England, we call it first school. That's generally like... I mean, I guess it's different everywhere, but for the first school that I went to, we had nursery, which I guess it's kindergarten, if you're American or, anywhere else and refer to it as that. What we like call reception, which was the year above that, but it was the year below year one. I don't know if any other country has anything like that, but we did. And to call it reception is weird, isn't it? It's very, very odd. But yeah, that's what we had. And then we had year one, and then year two, and year three, and year four. And that was first school. And then we had middle school, which is year 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we had high school, which was year 9, 10, and 11. And then if you wanted to carry on, you would either go on to college, or you would do what you would call sixth form. And you could do sixth form for a couple of years. But yeah, I mean, sixth form and college were practically, kind of like the same thing. But yeah, that's what we had. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what it was. When he says like it gets said in the subtitles like fourth grade or something like that. So I don't know. That would be like first school to me. But I don't know what it would be there. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, he knew her. And she's from Niyama, which I think they were. That's the girls' team that got through in the Miyagi prefecture, right? So Karasuno was obviously the boys' team. Niyama was the girls' team. Makes sense if they knew each other in school, they would be relatively close, unless Tanaka had moved, but I don't think he did because they were in the same prefecture anyway. So yeah, right. So 47 schools. What? I guess that is just like. God, I mean, is that just a fault of how many prefectures there are, or a fault of the rules that the host prefecture gets to put an extra team in? You know what I mean? Because 47 schools. I mean, it's an odd number. So one team has to automatically advance. How do they choose that? How do they choose that? Because this is the specific tournament with the brackets. Like, from now on, you are in the round of... Well, I wouldn't even know what would it be for 47? You're in that round. If you're in the bracket system and not in the qualifying stage, then to have 47, Like, that's fucked. You know what I mean? There should never be like a system in place that when you're in a bracket system that there is an odd number of teams, because what do you do with it's unfair. What do you do with the one team that is like that doesn't have an opponent? You literally have to. I mean, one team just has to automatically go through. Then is it just the flip of a coin? I guess, you know, pull a name out of a hat. I guess it's all just determined based upon the brackets, and then when all the teams are sorted out, it's whoever the last team is. It's just like, well, congratulations, you're up. You're up to the next one. But yeah, I mean, because then theoretically you could have the likes of fucking Karasuna just automatically go through the next round. I don't think that's gonna happen, but it's interesting anyway, nonetheless. But yeah, that's a bit fucked. I mean, I guess in some regard you can't really. You couldn't really determine like the amount of prefectures beforehand. Like, you know, like no country makes their like sort of like their prefectures or their states or their counties like based upon the amount of high school teams that are going to get together one day for a volleyball tournament and keep it even so that the brackets are fair. You know what I mean? So in that regard, you can't really fault them for that. But I don't know. I guess maybe get rid of the rule that if you're the host, you don't get an extra team. You know, I mean, it definitely sucks for this story if that was the case, because then you wouldn't have Nekama go through. But who knows? Maybe if that was on the line, Nekama would just try that much harder and actually get through properly. But you know, but they got in on that rule anyway alone. But whatever, I'm just rambling. But anyway, that's the end of that. So thank you everyone for watching. If you want to gain access to episode 10 and 11 right now, you can do by going over to my Patreon and becoming an early access tier patron. And episode 10 and 11 will be up there right now. So yeah, go and enjoy that if you wish. There's also the full length tier there if you want to watch them all in full length and not cut down to 10 minutes like these ones are. There's also other tiers there where you can pay to have a show reacted to as well. So if you want me to react to a show, go over those tiers and see what they offer. There's also the Discord link in the description as well. If you want to get over there, ask me any questions, you can do. But that is all I've got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.